In this tutorial, we will be discussing alkenes and alkynes. Alkenes and alkynes are families of hydrocarbons, so they contain hydrogen and carbon in them. However, instead of all single bonds like alkanes, these have double and triple bonds. Alkenes have double bonds, alkynes have triple bonds. They're considered unsaturated. So remember when we talked about all single bonds means that they're saturated hydrocarbons? If there's a double or triple bond in there, it's considered an unsaturated hydrocarbon because they don't contain the maximum number of hydrogens. They react with hydrogen gas to increase the number of hydrogen atoms and thus becoming alkanes. So alkenes have one or more double bonds. They're 120 degrees between the atoms. Remember the tetrahedral, when there was all single bonds, was 109 degrees between the atoms. Alkynes have one or more triple bonds. They actually have 180 degrees. It's a straight line between the atoms. So let's see if we can determine if something's an alkene or an alkyne or an alkane. Here, it has a double bond, so that's alkene. Here is a triple bond, so that's alkyne. It is possible to have both in a single molecule, but we won't really be discussing those. So alkanes all have single bonds. Alkenes have double, alkynes have triple. And the difference in the naming is dependent on what kind of bond that they have. If it has a double bond, it's going to end in E. If it has a triple bond, it's going to end in YNE. It's going to be the same prefix as eth, prop, but, so on. But instead of butane, it'll not be butene or butine. So let's take a look. Our longest chain has to include that double bond in there. So that means it has to include this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is pent. Because there's a double bond, it becomes pentene. We count in the direction of the closest side to the double bond. So we start from the left to the right here. 1, 2. On the second bond on the second carbon is that double bond. And so that's why you put the 2 in front of pentene. Now you'll see here on the fourth one, we have a methyl group. So 4 methyl, 2 pentene. That's supposed to look like it too. Let's try this one. It's a triple bond in there. We're going to count from the right this time because we want to count on the side closest to the double or triple bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is hex. Because it's a triple bond, it's hexyne. The triple bond is on that second carbon. 2 hexyne, and there's no substituents here. When we're naming cycloalkenes, we want to start at the double bond, and we want to go to the direction of the other half of that double bond. So here's our 1. We want to go this way to incorporate that double bond. We don't actually have to write that there because we're automatically going to name that as 1. But on that third carbon here, we have that methyl group. So here, there are no substituents here. So we can just simply say cyclo, because it's all in this circle, hexene. Here, we have substituents. We have a methyl group here, and a methyl group here. We're going to start at the double bond. We're going to go towards the double bond. 2, 3. So it'll be 3, 3, dimethyl, cyclo, pentene. And that's how you name alkenes and alkynes.